No.
Nuke! Didn't think we were going to get here after the first half of Mirage, but hey, so it goes. 9 rounds dropped in a row, and then a few massive clutches pulled off by Mythic. And now we're getting a third map of Counter-Strike.
Unbelievable. Didn't think we'd get here either, Mike. And, well, Mythic is going to get the start on CT side after winning knife round, so that will certainly favor them. They've played it one time over the last 3 months, and they won 16-5. Not too shabby for the Mythic side. Over on Nouns, they've played it 4 times over the last 3 months, 2-2 record, and a +8 round differential. So, as mentioned earlier, both teams having their successes here, and Carson gets a clean shot to open things up here for Nouns onto Freak, and then Cooper goes by the wayside as well. Flom with the dualies falls in towards Hut. Will this be where Nouns end up? Well, Flom will at least get one onto cxzi, and now bwills is hightailing it the heck out of Dodge. He's going to the B site. That's where they're going to try to plant, and George takes down Twice, who's trying to rotate around to support. This should be a Nouns win, and it is.
Well, it's been the T-sides. It's been the T-sides today that have been on point. On Overpass, a flawless T-side out from Nouns sealed the map. On Mirage, 9 rounds in a row to kick off the half from Mythic. And then ultimately they seal the deal on their T-sides. Neither side's been able to put up a consistent defense. So, Nouns continuing the tradition here. Starting off with a pistol. Let's see if they can surmount the force buy.
Nouns are just going to run right for this A side, and Hate gets one. Freak gets a second. Freak could get a third. No. He is shut down. Still very dicey here for the Nouns esports side. Flom almost makes it more interesting, but does end up going down to bwills. Nate is available for Twice, and if he throws it at the right time, it could be very lethal indeed, Mike.
Bombs down. Cooper, though, move bwills as well. Now it's all going to be on a Twice. And from the heavens with a scout, that's too much of an ask, even with players low. Just getting over that lip with the scout's a nigh impossibility. They gave it a try, gave it an effort, but it is going to be a second round on the board for Nouns.
Yeah, so, I mean, 2-0 for Nouns. Guess who is still up to his usual tricks? Cynic already off to that hot start here. 3-0, and over the last 2 maps, 29 on map number 1, 32 on Mirage. He's got 61 so far, a +29 kill to death differential, and a 113.1 ADR. He is certainly on pace to be a difference maker here on Nuke. We'll see if the trend continues, but cxzi's going to get cleaned out by Cooper's 5-7. Cynic trying to gain that space onto B, and no! Twice takes him down too, a 5v3 in favor of Mythic.
Unarmored at range. Oh my god, Twice. What on earth is this? What did he eat this morning for breakfast? No one can hit him. No one can hit him with a bullet. He finds damage onto George as well. Now George is down for the count. It's Carson alone in a 1v4. This is madness. This is absolute madness, but Carson is going to try and restore some sanity here. He's gotten up. Problem is Freak hasn't moved muscle. Is Freak in Hut? With the Zeus? Oh, it's happening. It's happening. What a way to end the round. Mythic with pistols, unarmored pistols. Twice, no armor and a P250 outduels 2.
Wow. Speaking of players who were impressive on that last map, Twice 30-20, the 94.7 ADR, but right there, unreal shot with the P250 from Covey in a position where he honestly only had one shot that he could take, and he had to hit the headshot in order to stay alive, and he absolutely delivers. Like you mentioned, unarmored pistols. Nouns calling a timeout right off of that because you kind of have to, given the way they lost it. Things feel like they're slipping out of control for Nouns. And look, you know, Mythic can be impressive in very streaky ways, and all of a sudden it comes to a shrieking halt. So we don't know if that shrieking halt's going to happen here, but it certainly feels like they've got something magical here tonight, Mike.
Something indeed. Something might be Tyler Weiss.
Yeah. He's, wow.
I mean, it's only 2 kills, yeah, but the manner in which he got them. Unreasonable. Players already down low. It is cxzi, but Cooper just goes in for the cleanup and doesn't take a bullet of damage back the other way. So, okay. Well recovered. Now an engagement outside. Flom just making this work. Cooper will not. If an HE came out, that would be devastating. But they are just fighting it with the guns, and this could actually get pretty rough. 3v2 now. Freak on a smoke fade wants to make a play. Is he being watched for? He is. Does Cynic hold? No. But admittedly, Freak also withdraws. Twice down below. Freak gets the kill from Mini. Next one's huge. Twice has it. That drops the bomb. It's down to the 1v1. 50 seconds. A whole minute to operate with. And Carson is going to silent drop. That's a tasty bit of movement. So Twice is going to think he's stuck up there. How else could he possibly read this? But no, he's actually taking the long range angle. I love this. If he just commits to this, right? He recognizes that's the one angle he can be caught from. And Carson is going to get the bomb and be able to withdraw. Twice going up into heaven. Oh, timing is everything here. Timing is everything, and Twice has it. Another clutch for Tyler Weiss.
What a read from Twice. I mean, going for that long-range engagement, realizing he might be exposed on the flank, and then, well, of course, since the bomb gets picked up, only 20 seconds left. Twice, I don't know if he realized it was picked up. Maybe he had a peek around the corner and it wasn't there anymore. And the only place it could have gone, more than likely, was the A site. So just a fantastic read from Mr. Tyler Weiss across the board, and he continues to be the X factor here for Mythic. Tied up 2-2. And here we go. Nouns just going to be on Glocks. 4 Glocks, and, well, there was a deagle, but Carson just got that ripped right out of his hands by Cooper. Cynic will happily pick that one up and try to do some more damage, but Mythic 5v4, rifles across the board. Doesn't feel too good if you're Nouns.
Flom's about to have a chance here. Twice as well. This is heavy focus in towards ramp, but having not been pushed off the default in any other way, shape, or form, it's not a bad read. Timing the flashbang. They're trying to come in towards ramp. They're blinded up, so they've been spotted. There's the reset. There's the focus up, and there's Twice with the CD. Why not? Flom actually gets pushed off the angle. Some snappy shooting from George, but he still needs to actually find the kill for it to mean anything. And down to one bullet. Hate will finish him off twice. Again, just stacking up the bodies.
Yeah, using the AUG. 163 ADR already for Mr. Twice. Wow. He's looking good. I mean, as I already mentioned, he was absolutely fantastic for them in relegation. Even when he stepped in for the squad when Freak and Hughes were in and out of the roster, he delivered. He was a really solid piece, night in and night out. And now, starting off the new season as a dedicated fifth, absolutely phenomenal. The reason why we are even here is Twice.
Well, cxzi. Take that reason out. And the follow-up as well. Okay. All right. Here's the round on for Nouns. Here's a little bit of life from this T side. And, well, Cooper's rotating in, but they're not coming his way. They're going heaven instead. So this is split the defense. It's all going to be up to Hate. Trying to overwhelm here. Utility sailing out. He'll take the first. Sets for the second as well. Good damage done. He's being whittled down bit by bit. And eventually he's taken out of play. Cooper, does he want to chance this? Does he want to make the play?
He's got the util.
What is cxzi doing? Dropping down. That'll will have been heard. Out towards the aircon. Cooper's going to try and isolate this fight. And he might actually spot too. So there's a free B. Now down to just 1v2. But he doesn't expect another player close up. And bwills will basically put that gun barrel on his temple. No op retrieved.
Back and forth we go. Indeed, no op retrieved. Tied up 3-3. Just a great job by Nouns. I mean, going in towards ramp, clearing out that presence, especially the opener from cxzi onto Twice, who has been the thorn in their side. So perhaps the answer is take down Twice, and then the round is yours. We'll have to see if that pattern holds true, but either way, yeah. And then they got the follow-up afterwards, and it was just all Nouns. George waiting at the outer yard for a chance to strike. And Cooper could slip behind him. George needs to be careful. I think Cooper's going to have a freebie, and not to mention Twice is on the front end of it, and Twice is going to take care of business, leaving Cooper to go in and chase that flank.
Lower side controls being established, though, for Nouns. This gives them something if they can Flom down. That's nice, and they isolate the fight with Flom. Good use of the Molotov. Double door fight being taken here. Twice gets dropped as a result. Sticking in the flames is risky for cxzi, but it'll hold the line. Now the bomb ticking away. A man advantage as well. Starting to look very good for the Nouns. Smoke comes up. Freak will not respect that, but it'll cost him a lot of his health. At this point, could be over. This next kill feels like it might just determine the round.
I think
time's starting to get short. They don't have kits either. They're backing away.
Just the damage done onto Hate determined the outcome there. Mythic deciding to save with 2 A1Ss, an MP9, and a good chunk of utility. It's worth keeping alive. Cooper does get one and then gets traded. So, excuse me, 1 rifle lost. And now they have to settle for an MP9 and A1S. Either way, Nouns doing a very good job, right? They lose 1 player who gets spotted out towards outer yard, right, because of the pincer attack. But then Cooper, having dedicated so much manpower there towards outer yard, left the gap in ramp. And Nouns just slipped on through, got onto that B site. And once they had that type of positioning, they would not be denied. So here we go, 4-3 in favor of Nouns. And they've got the advantage heading to this next round because Mythic need to save, aside from the 2 rifles that were saved up. As a result, they have 3 players this time into ramp. George going for that outer fight again, and Cooper is just ducked down with USP hiding in the smoke. Will George overlook him again? Well, now he's got reinforcements. He's got 3 players with him. Make that 2. So, and Carson will take care of Cooper.
It's one of the guns down as well. What they're looking for. Pretty trying to make something happen with this FAMAS, but doesn't seem like this is going to be their round. Freakazoid will get an opportunity. Let's see if Mr. Zoid can get her done. No is the answer. Twice should likely think about saving this A4.
It's a 1v4. He did it before, so.
A1S, rather. Oh, yeah. Last time, they did admittedly serve themselves in a silver platter. This time, don't think Nouns are going to be as tempted.
No. Definitely not.
Gonna give it a look. Actually, they are rather segmented up. Okay. All right, this time cxzi would get the kill, but again, the issue came in where players were very isolated. It was a viable clutch for Twice.
Yeah, absolutely. The spacing was good for him. If he gets that first, anything's possible. But cxzi this time stops it before it starts. 5-3 in favor of Nouns, as now the rifles are back up for Mythic. Not the best of starts to their CT side, but you expect to be considerably more dominant here on Nuke. It's still far from over here in terms of this first half. cxzi's going to toss a Molotov on his retreat into those vents. Now he gains that space, Mike. Taking the fight onto B, and cxzi's going to win it. Cooper goes down, and now he can just call for his teammates to rotate onto the B site. Twice is trying to close that space, and Flom does take down Cynic to make it a 4v4. Seeing Twice slip on in. He's looking for cxzi, but cxzi has managed to get out of sight for the time being.
So he'll stay. He's a little pee in their bed. They're not getting a good night of sleep while he remains.
What?
Princess and the Pea?
Oh, okay, sorry. I was thinking something else. Wow.
John's thinking yellow.
Yeah.
It's all right. I know your
I'm
mind just
tired,
immediately
man.
into the gutter.
Yeah.
Been ravaged by the illness.
Oh, goodness.
cxzi Oh, this little P, he's certainly going to wet their pants. Just lean into it now. Twice out of play, and that poses some serious risks. Freak will try and come back in to readjust, but if they don't get overzealous, there we go. Good kill from George. Looked like for a moment like they might be a little bit confused about which way they need to look in the when where, but they should determine the round. This should be a 6th on the board for now.
Yes, indeed.
You okay there, John?
Just sorry, like that. I was completely on a different page there.
Yeah, no, I know which page you were on.
Clearly. All right, though. Focus up. Hate and Flom going to save the A1Ss. Another good execute onto the B site for Nouns, and it's cxzi that starts things off, right, and ends up finishing them as well with a second frag, forcing Mythic off of it completely. And now Flom is just trying to keep the A1S, and he will do exactly that. cxzi's been dropped, and no one else is going to chase for Nouns. They want to keep these AKs up and running. They'll be happy to double up on the scoreline of Mythic, 6-3 in their favor.
So for Mythic, it'd be really nice to actually be able to put your feet onto you economically. Hasn't really happened in a while. Let's see what they can do here with another chunked up weirdo by. Mostly broken. Couple good rifles. Very limited utility, no kits.
Ooh.
And no freakazoid. Big garage. Flom. Ooh, what is that? All right, Cooper came in for the damage from Mini. They know they've got Flom here. But he's going to be able to escape. Gets past the op, sticks around for a fight, and cxzi will punish that hubris. And one by one, it's now starting to fall away. Hate a little bit of an answer back, though, twice. Uh-oh. It's back to a 2v2. Was major advantage now for Nouns, but Twice picking up this gun. This could be bad. They know he's here. How do they want to approach? Player Heaven. Player Mini. Shot from Mini. Twice has it. All on to bwills now. Time for a clutch, and Twice hunting. He's hungry, and he's gonna make it work.
Oh, Twice is unbelievable. I mean, and Twice and Hate were that dynamic duo that were so lethal on the previous map, and again here, Twice with the 3K. It looked like Nouns would be able to take control of the round, but as long as Twice is alive, well, there's always that question mark. 11th frag found for Twice in that round. He leads the scoreboard on the server. In fact, tied with Carson, who's got 11 as well. And surprised to see Carson, in fact, in that lead, because he's kind of had some struggles since returning to this Nouns roster in terms of getting those frags on the board. So good for him, but on the Nouns side, they need to get back into the rhythm of things and quickly. Otherwise, we could see another Mythic. Indeed, yes.
Speaking of
frag
quickly,
found and second.
2 quick kills coming through, quick sight control as well, and now they know Freak's here, but frankly, I was gonna say they don't really need to care, but they will care. And we'll get the kill, and this will force Hate into an immediate save. So Mythic cannot string 2 rounds together, and the way that last one went as well means that there's not gonna be a lot of cash to spare here. John, this is a gut punch, real smacker of a round for Hate, hide and seek champion. Is he gonna get this kill on cxzi? Anyone close enough to punish him for revealing his spot? No, I don't think so. Could get an op.
Yeah, the op's right there for him. My guess is he's just waiting and before he picks up that op because he doesn't know where they might be. Could be someone close by, so just wants to keep the rifle up and running. And at the end of the day, no one's going to challenge. He gets the op back. But a 7th round found for Nouns on their T side here of Nuke. It looks like it could even be more than that because Mythic aren't going to have that much money heading into this round. Hate with 5.3K, though, should be able to help out, and indeed, it'll be okay. 2 ops, the A1S, the MP9, and Twice settling for a 5-7. I would imagine that Twice would be the one who would get the rifle upgrade, given how well he's playing, but to say, you know what, Twice, you gotta make it work. Here's a pistol. Go kill. Cooper waiting in ramp. Hate along with Twice on that A site, and the Molotov's going to sail on through from Cynic in towards Mini. They're just executing right now. It's on to A, and it doesn't work at all. Hate gets a 2K, Cynic gets a response, but it might not be enough. They're trying to hide in that smoke and recover the bomb, but it's been dropped, and Cooper peeks around from vending, drops bwills, 4v2 in favor of Mythic.
With their hair on fire, and it's working. Twice continuing to fight. He wants to take the space. He's out of the hut. What is this? Madness. Madness. And that may have just given them the kill they need to get back into this round. That was a severe overplay in a 4v2. Nouns, they're still stymied. They're still stumped. They don't know which way to take it. Bomb down on site. I mean, eventually they're going to have to go in towards A. They've got time to work, though. So they could adjust. Player on top of the hut. 8. Oh, great shot. He was actually checked for. Just didn't matter. Carson in a 1v2. He's going to get dropped. Cooper finds the timing back through, and that's an important 5th round found for Mythic.
Wow, just the aggression from Mythic getting into the faces of the Nouns esports player, in particular Cooper, peeking around from vending. He gets one to keep things under control for Mythic, and then you saw at the end right there, re-peeks it, drops the last one, and gives them a 5th. It's what they needed, trying to get something back here on their CT side, and Nouns, well, they're running on empty in terms of economy, so they decide to force up, get whatever they can. It's going to be a couple of AKs, two Tech 9s, and one P250. That is in Cynic's hands. 141 on the clock, as they're all going to charge in towards the A site. Flashbang thrown outer yard. That's free. Getting blinded. He's got Flom by his side, but it's going to be Hate who strikes first and then traded up by bwills, but Freak is right there to try and keep things under control, and that's exactly what he's going to do, dropping the bomb. But cxzi immediately recovers it. The thing is, what will cxzi be able to do from this position? He's pincered in twice as a freebie. It's done.
It seems to be. P250 and a dream here for Cynic. Oh, and goodbye dream. Bubble burst. Popped. Done. Over. Eliminated. If you could find a kill, that'd be nice, but it's not going to happen. All right, so Mythic get a real chance to finish off their CT side with a little bit of strength.
Yeah.
It's not a lot still to get out of this half, but an 8-7. I mean, considering how rough the CT sides have been, who's to say this one won't continue that way? Who's to say it won't be another all attack all the time, always?
Truly. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but the trend is certainly in that direction. Like, oh, what a nade. This should be a cleanup from Twice. No, he goes down to George immediately, and that's an A1S picked up for Nouns. Thought that nade plus the A1S would be enough to do the damage, but what? Flom!
Flom's been looking at his lineups. Flom's been looking at his lineups. Oh, that's a filthy one. That is absolutely gross. Speaking of absolutely gross, the smoke push from cxzi might be under that category as well. Going for the peek. He swings around. Tag on. Dead man. Well held from Flom. The chase is there, but there's a rifle behind this. Yeah, Freak should be fine. And indeed he is. 7-all as we head towards the last round of the half.
What a shot from Flom. Wow, yeah, that's the second time I've seen that wall bang in recent memory, right, over the past few weeks. So it's certainly coming into the meta. That players are starting to line up that shot. As we're, like you mentioned, tied up at 7-7. Great recovery for Mythic. We were 7-4 in favor of Nouns, but it's 3 rounds in a row for Mythic. We're looking to make it an 8-7 lead heading into the second half, which would be fantastic for them, given how this one kicked off. Cynic going to charge on through. Smoke thrown for the Molotov, and he gets tagged down to 74, which is going to slow his advance a little bit. But a great flashbang thrown by Carson clears out the space for him, and Cooper drops by the wayside as a result. Mythic are on the outside looking in, as this bomb will almost certainly be planted in just a moment. Bomb down. It is in fact planted. Look at the damage that's been done in the meantime. One of these shots on and it's back. In question. When these smokes fade, this retakes can have a sound and a fury if they had any HEs at this point. Amali on Twice. cxzi knife out.
gets caught. Quick switch. That's a bit unfortunate. Kills coming back the other way, and it's looking good. All into Cynic, stuck by the vent. He's going to try and battle his way out of this, and Cynic making it look good for a moment. Won't be able to seal the deal. Plenty of time for the defuse there from Mythic. We're headed to the half.
Are you offended now in seeing red again? But oh, I can think of it, the boy who cried wolf in the end. And
Welcome back here, folks. Thanks for bearing with us during that slightly extended halftime break. But we are ready to get things underway. It's as close can be. Mythic now on the attack, which normally you would say is a disadvantage. But based on the way this series has been going so far, John, it seems like nobody can play defense.
It definitely seems that way. There's no doubt about it. Perhaps Nouns can change that trend here. A chance to do it on their CT side of Nuke, and we are finally underway here. Mythic going to charge in towards the B ramp. Freakazoid gets tagged down to 43, but he does gain the space, and Twice helps him out by dropping Carson. That means
That's a big find.
Yeah,
They're straight into
actually,
heaven as a
back
result.
away.
Look at this, John. Oh, this is quick. This is quick. Couple more kills.
Oh,
It's
my
all
goodness.
off the rails. It's falling apart. Nouns have no answer.
Here we go again. Another T-side pistol round victory going to come through here. Unless George has something to say about it, and he's going to have to get an ace. And that just seems completely out of reach. But he does have a kit, at the very least, to work with. Thing is, he's already fallen back. He gets one, and a second. Okay, and a third. George, 1v2, still time to get back to this bomb site, and no. Twice, drops him to the ground, and that'll be that. Mythic do indeed close it out.
I don't know, John. I'm feeling the Mythic upset tonight.
Yeah,
They're playing with some fire in their bellies, man.
I mean, coming into it, I was feeling the possibility of Mythic coming out with it too.
Coming into it, I thought they were going to get absolutely stuffed, to be honest with you.
Did you really? I did
Yeah,
not.
especially of that first map. But, I don't know, man. A little bit of fire for this Mythic squad. Twice is crushing it. If you're wondering about the stats, by the way, folks, we just had a server swap during the halftime break, so the stats are not going to be accurate from the first half. These will just be representative of the second. Freakazoid gets himself a kill. That's a nice one to find, and this round is looking peachy keen for Mythic. One after another, the bodies fall, and Nouns, well, they still got 2 players, and there are 3 low on the T side. This is looking like a tough ask.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are a couple of nades, so perhaps if George and bwills can toss those in the right direction, they'll be able to turn this one around, but I don't even know if that's on their minds, to be quite honest. They're both separated from each other, and at this point, it might just be a mission of save whatever you got. And that appears to be the case. If only they knew, Mike. If only they knew that 3 players were on notice.
Only they knew. Even then, just the number of crosshairs, right?
Yeah, true.
And Nuke's not a map where you can, like, Hail Mary a site with nades very effectively. You kind of really have to pick. Because they do have 2 HEs. So if it's like Mirage, you could just be back ticket and huck some nades into site and see what you get. If it's Inferno, you know, it's easy. But Nuke, yeah, you kind of already have to be exposed to throw nades.
Yeah. Nuke's already tough enough with flashbangs, but I agree, nades as well. Very tough. Utility is not your friend on Nuke, except for smokes. And Molotovs, of course.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, Mythic, make it look easy there on the anti-eco, and now Nouns are going to half buy into this. It's going to be a Scout, a Deagle, and a 5-7. They can send 3 players into ramp, and Mythic see a nade sail in front of their faces at the outer yard. Twice gets tickled for a little bit of damage, Cooper as well, but they are no worse for the wear. Cooper and the rest of the squad have already taken control here. Flom does get tagged down by that Scout to 35, and Twice as well has been brought to 49. What a swing from cxzi. He get a second one too, Mike.
Apologies. Thought that was the bomb for a second, but still dangerous. Scout's gonna come back around here and toward ramp. Cooper might want to test it. If they just go A, these should be all right. Disaster averted here, John. Oh no. Not like this, Mythic. I feel like I've said that a lot this series. Bomb's going to drop in. Cooper should be able to keep anybody from getting into heaven just fine. But knowing this round, somehow the timing's going to work out against him. Woo! bwills, goodbye. Timing's all good for Coop.
Yeah, bwills overthinking that a little bit. Wanted to toss the nade in. And at the end of the day, Cooper just deletes him. Cooper should get another one for free here. And he absolutely does. And finally will get traded, though. Carson finds the headshot, 2v2, nade sails forward, and, well, it won't connect on anything. Flom is on the site proper, and he will take down George afterwards, then swing around to find the final one. So, Mythic, a little bit scary for a moment, but they do close it out, and they have 11 here, Mike. 5 rounds away from winning their first match of the season.
Some delete shots coming through from Flom on that SMG.
Looking good.
Some serious showings coming on in. 4-round lead now built up. Here's the gun round, though. Here's the round where Nouns get to show us what their plan is here on Nuke. Here's where we need to see them assert themselves, because it's not been inspiring.
No.
Ah, that's a nice find. I don't know quite what happened there in terms of visibility, but either way, cxzi found it. I think the nade may have illuminated some sort of silhouette.
Bit of a bug that's existed for too long.
Yeah, smokes get weird with nades and mollies and all that. Oh, the clear back in. This could be dangerous, but Cynic gets both. That's huge, and they're just going to play together, and this is, I mean, this round's completely vaporized on entries. Guns will do it just fine. Cooper, alone, probably thinking about the T-side save, and he's got armor, full build to util. Be a long one.
Yeah, full minute.
After the Twice clip on Mirage, I think Nouns are probably not as eager to hunt.
You'd think not, yeah. It looks like that they will be holding their ground. And Cooper's indeed going for that full minute and 5 second save. So the op will be carried over. And there's money as well in Hate's bank account, Flom as well. So they'll be able to get a proper buy up here in this next round. The op will certainly help. Not to mention, you know, Cooper has full util, full armor, and the AWP. He won't need to buy up at all anyway in the next round. So the fact that he has $0 becomes irrelevant. So the save is the right call, given the circumstances.
Just means that we spend a lot of time waiting.
Yeah.
You know, as we enter... Well, we're past hour 3 of this broadcast.
Yes, we are.
You know, I got a little antsy, John. I just want to watch rounds. I just want to watch rounds. But hey, why not? Nice game to run us up till midnight. Gotta start the season off in style, John.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, you missed out on the playoff shenanigans. We had some really nice long nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, long days, long nights. A lot of Counter-Strike here played in the ESL Challenger League. You folks are getting your money's worth. Which is to say, you don't pay for this.
Yeah, it's free. It's definitely getting your money's
So you're
worth.
absolutely getting your money's worth. Your eyeballs' money's worth. Nice kill for George. Molotov sections out Flom. Not much he could do about that one. And the utility is dire. This is their last flashbang, and George is not caught by it. Actually did more back the other way. Free glow. George just continuing to collect. Why not? And looking like the absolute Terminator here on the ramp. And Cooper won't be his next victim. cxzi snatches that, but it's clean for Nouns.
Yeah, 60 stole the ace. George had a chance.
I think it's
I mean,
important to keep the economy booming here.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say, like, the ace does not matter at all. Given the way CT sides have gone throughout this series, I think making sure, like you said, the economy is good and that you don't leave anything in doubt is more important than hunting stats. So, match going to be paused here. Timeout called by Mythic to talk things over. Their economy not in good shape, so they're probably going to have to go for a half buy at most here. I would even say just Flom dropping pistols on the ground for his teammates. But even then, he wants the op, so it could just be a full-on save.
Looking like it. Looking like it. A little bit of utility picked up here.
Oh.
Couple of HEs.
A little more than I thought they would invest into this, Mike.
Yeah, Twice goes in a bit. They're looking for a bomb plant off of this one. No smoke, or I'd say it's a vent dive for the plant. Could still be. But no. Alto puts that one down, ends it, and Flom's dead. So it looks like it's an A-pop, A-play. They do overwhelm the first. Flashbang effective, and this is... Oh my goodness. It's come down to one. George has to try and rally back. The bomb is certainly going to be planted. Ain't nothing they can do about that. Utility's way too late. And George is down for the count. Minimal investment. No armor. The barest of pistols. Barely any util. They just hit A. And Nouns just cannot hold up at all.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean,
They're like
look,
a fort built of wet cardboard, John.
it's not pretty. That was not pretty. Look, I mean, Mythic only had the pistols, but they did the job. They got the trades back and forth. And Nouns, there was a spray transfer or two there that did not pan out at all. And when you miss a spray transfer, it just really doesn't look good in those types of situations, especially when you're only up against pistols. cxzi peeks around here, gets one. This is a one and done spot, though. He has to be careful. He managed to get support from Cynic, but he won't fade away in time. Flom clocks him with the AK. 3v4 and Cynic is on the flank.
They don't
How does
know.
he get here?
They
How
lost
does he
track.
get
He
there?
even got one of those kills to begin with. They knew he was here. Where did they think that kill came from?
I don't know.
Comms confused here for Mythic, and it's going to result in this round going by the wayside. My goodness. I mean... Yeah, no, they just completely lost track of Cynic. I don't know how else to spin that. Great timing from Cynic on the peak, but a knife out running back to get the bomb. No idea that another player was close up.
That was wild. So timing works out for Cynic, and we're getting a lot of shenanigans here. Back and forth. Mythic winning a pistol buy-up they barely invested into, and then Nouns coming back and just finding Cynic on the flank on our team Mythic, and they can't do anything about him. He gets a 3K. Ay. Players slipping through the cracks. And now Mythic trying to recover here, Mike.
Ay is right. Ay is right. I mean... Well, now.
This is a game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Yeah. I love NACS. I love NACS. I repeat to myself as they put me in my padded cell. I love NACS.
What is that?
How? Hate should not win this round.
No, he shouldn't have even won that fight.
But I kind of feel like he does. It's just been that kind of night. It's been that kind of night. Molotov, not deep enough to find hate. The peak swing. Okay, George is gonna restore some sanity to me. One round separates these two teams. The economy is gone for Mythic, but as you've seen before, apparently that doesn't matter.
I mean, we were questioning twice in that round that they took how heavily he invested, right? But it turns out he gets 2 frags, and he's one of the difference makers in that wild affair. So who knows what's going to happen here? He's got a PG-50 again, an HE. In fact, there are 4 PG-50s up, 3 pieces of util, and 1 gets tossed out immediately. That's twice. And it looks like they're going to try and put pressure on towards Ram. George has utility out at the bad time, and he does recover in order to take down Twice, but he's still exposed, needs to hit the shots, and there we go. That's a lot better. George gets the 4-piece, makes it look easy, and Cynic wraps it up.
Georgie boy. It's his second 4K of this half. Reminder, again, the stats are not indicative of the full game. This is just since the half switch. But George has been an absolute titan there in the ramp room. Let's see what he's up to totally. Okay, so this ticker's 2 rounds behind. He had 16 kills before the last 2 rounds. So he's at least up to 20. Yep. If not more. Smoke down. And that is the entirety of Mythic's utility. They're just going to try and do this dry. It's just a dry push out hut. It is 100% a dry push out hut. This sandwich, it's got no condiments. It got no mayo, no mustard, no nothing. Cynic, he's been taken out of play. And, oh my god, it's come back the other way again. 1v2, 1v2. Oh my god, into the clutch. Hate. Just on the might of his rifle. Oh, last bullet. Can't find it. Another round that should have been fully in control for Nouns that goes down to the absolute wire. But this time they overcome.
This is just the Wild West of Counter-Strike right now. I mean, honestly, hey, brings it down to a 1v1 again. Mythic dry peeking. They had no util, like you said, Mike, coming into that A site, and they still get 3 unanswered frags in a row, and Hate almost pulls it back. Barely surviving was the last player on Nouns. Man. Just feels like no lead is safe.
No, certainly not. No round is safe. But Mythic have had so few of these rounds now to work with proper buys, with proper guns. And they just might not. We're coming up on the close, right? This is a partial buy here. If they don't get a bomb plant, it's not going to be ideal into the next. I think loss bonus is built up at this point, but I'm not sure exactly where. That'll be 14 on for Nouns. But that's a big ask. But this round actually maintains sanity. So let's see. See what Mythic's going to be able to do here.
I feel like both teams have used up all the crazy plays. Like there's no more.
There's always more, John. There's always more.
Mike.
The well of madness has no bottom.
It has to have dried out.
Don't worry, John. I think it's plenty moist.
Oh my
Twice
goodness.
gonna get himself a kill outside. That's a nice illustration of my point.
Oh.
As the duel with Garage is lost. That one's still a little bit more straightforward of a play. Don't know where that HE went. But it's not here. Nice kill found. Some sanity established here. George is going to fight outside. That could be a bit risky, but up by the blue block. Now he's got the lineup with his teammate. The bomb is dropped.
All right.
Last player's on top of Benny. And Freakazoid not going to be able to connect.
A lot more shots than I expected him to get off, given that situation. But in the end, Nouns secure it, even though George and bwills were literally hanging on by a thread, especially George. 14-12 for Nouns, and this is probably one of the better CT sides we've seen so far from either team. Still, Nouns need to close it out. It's not there yet, Mike.
And that includes them losing an eco to pistols, no armor.
It does, which is absolutely ridiculous.
That's not demonstrative of what we've been watching in this series tonight. cxzi has the op out. Oh, he just misses the peek on the silo player. Molotov will force him down. He's been seen, so they don't really want to contend with this. He really wants to brave this Molotov. I feel like if they just waited there for a moment, cxzi was going to serve himself on a silver platter, but instead he gets a kill and he's able to get away in a second as well. Why not? So outside control is firmly established here for the CTs as Nouns look from that point. Oh, well, Flom and Hate are all that remain. They pull off another miracle play from a madcap round that should never be. What do you think, John?
No, I already said that it's done, Mike.
It's done?
Yeah, there are no more crazy rounds like this. This one's 15 for Nouns.
Well,
There's
there's still 50 seconds.
Nah.
Plenty of time to work with. Plenty of time.
What a way to come back after being sick.
Yeah, right? Welcome back.
Holy.
Welcome back. You might think you're still hallucinating
Yeah.
with some of these rounds. Also, look at the positioning of the CTs at this point.
Yeah.
They're just trying to chase these kills. These last couple of rifles down. Hate dealing some damage. There's plenty of money on the CT side, so they don't need to worry about it. Now let's see if they can clock a player. Coming up the ladders makes that challenging, and no. The two rifles will survive through. So no catastrophe there. Investment will come in, and it's 3 map points required for Mythic to battle this back to make it overtime. Very limited buy to even try and get the first. Bits of utility coming out here. Enough for maybe an upper side execute, maybe smokes outside. They've got smokes at the very least. But this round's going to be tough. Galil's taken from Cooper and Freak to allow for more util. Where are we going with it? cxzi's already posted up outside on the red box. Begging them to give him a peek. Begging them. Come on. Give me a shot. Give me a poke. He's moving. See that spam in. There's the check on the first. They'll chase it down, though. They're fine for that. Freakazoid, the sacrificial lamb to get the op out of play. And he's happy in this instance. Burn on the altar. Oh, bwills. Timing getting the better of bwills there. Caught with an HE in hand again, and this is getting a little wild. Carson, though, the backstab, the shutdown, the side swipe to put it all to bed, leaves it to Hate. 8 in a 1v2. There was a 1v3 until a moment ago. Where does he read the positioning? There's a player coming up secret, and I don't think he has any idea. So Cynic will have the blindside shot. That'll put this map through. Well done from the Nouns. A little bit of madness, a little bit of chaos, a whole lot of pandemonium, but it is still the Nouns to take it through the series. They probably should have had it on Mirage, to be quite frank. But some madness rounds bring us through the Nuke, and they managed to close it when we go the distance here, John.
A lot of interesting collapses on the Noun side in particular, right? You talk about Mirage, that round where they had a 4v1 and just kept challenging again and again